Hey, sports fan, this is Stephen here for Sports Choice Plus. I'll bring you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering, is Kliff Kingsbury on the hot seat? Before I get right into that, I'm going to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here at Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into the action. Looking directly at this here, you have one of the most disappointing ends to a season that we've seen in a couple of years in the NFL. And you're looking at the Cardinals. The Cardinals have done this twice now. Well, they've started off hot, they've started off fast, injury here, injury there. Kyler Murray goes down. They're not the number one seed in the playoffs, and they have to go play in the playoffs, first round, and they end up losing. This week, they just happen to get their asses beat by Los Angeles Rams. It's one of those things that shows the team was severely outplayed, the Cardinals were severely outcoached, and the Cardinals were severely dominated throughout the game, all four quarters. Not one quarter did they win. Not anything of offense, not anything of defense. Yes, you had injuries to one of the best safeties on the team for the Cardinals. Yes, you had injuries along the quarterback side that made Kyler Murray not 100%. But by this time at the end of the year, everybody's suffering with injuries. Everybody's playing with turf toe or a banged up shoulder or a banged up knee or a banged up arm. Everybody's playing with some type of injury. But what you have to do is produce if you're Kliff Kingsbury. Yes, he's come in and helped change the culture for a little bit, but something has to change. Whether it be coaches, whether it be some of those veteran players that they have, whether it be just some of the personnel that they're bringing in, something has to change. And what that's going to have to do, they're going to have to invest a little bit more in protecting Kyler Murray. Because this running out the pocket style, this getting hit stuff is only costing the Cardinals games, playoffs, and that window is slowly closing on their Super Bowl chance. Now, they're playing in one of the best divisions in football, where you have not only the Rams, you have not only the Seahawks, you have the 49ers in there with the Cardinals. Now, mind you, 49ers made the playoffs, Rams made the playoffs, Cardinals made the playoffs. Now, Seattle may have had a down year, but they're normally in the playoffs as well. So it's a number of things that's going on. One thing we want to do is hold Kliff Kingsbury accountable, because a lot of this is on his shoulders. Some of these play calls, some of these things, it could have been avoided, I believe. Kyler Murray being in a position to run so much puts him in his position. And you got to keep in mind, it may not be Kliff that has to go, but maybe a defensive coordinator, maybe an offensive coordinator, maybe something to shake up the room for this whole team and organization to get everything on track. Maybe the general manager. One thing that I am hearing, Adrian Wilson, former safety of the Cardinals, is moving up the ranks inside the organization. His voice inside the organization is becoming greater. When you're thinking about who he was as a player, very dominant, very spot on as far as tackling, hard hitting, hard nose. And he's slowly starting to interview for different jobs. Last week, he interviewed for the general manager position for the New York Football Giants. So they may want to keep him. They may elevate him to general manager possibly, or a higher role up in the ranks. But somebody's about to move. I don't know exactly who, but somebody's about to move. Keep in mind, the Cardinals have had mediocre success the last 2 years. Yes, they've made playoff pushes. Yes, they've done this and that. They've improved their offense. They've become less laughing stock, if you will, versus the last couple of years. But overall, Kliff has to do something different. He has to start winning and winning more. When you get these leads and you start the season 8-0, 7-0, you got to do something in the playoffs. You got to do something, because it's only going to get harder from there. So I think Kliff is safe for now, but that hot seat is hot next year. Almost like a Matt Nagy situation where he has to get better. So, I don't think he needs to be fired, but I think the offense needs to be changed a little bit. Yes, they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins for a bulk of that. They did have A.J. Green. When a player goes down, it's next man up. That's just the way it goes. So are you Cardinals fans? Are you NFL fans? Do you think Kliff Kingsbury is on the hot seat? Do you think he deserves to be fired? Tell me what you think. Get in the comment section right now, and definitely check out Sports Choice Plus. And hey, you made it to the end of the video. Feel free to definitely check us out. We'll see you on the next one.